Yeah, just Svenson Mick here from Svenson's Mowing and Grounds Maintenance. Tuesday. Now, we've got a, that's lovely, isn't it, when I start videoing, I start vlogging, I start yawning. What's that say? But couple of quick points. 2 years of operations with Svenson Mowing and Grounds Maintenance. We'll probably try and swing it more over to Svenson Mowing these days, but I still do a little bit of grounds maintenance. But it's mowing and brush cutting. Mainly mowing is more what I want to do because I'm not getting any younger. We won't go on about that, but you know, as you're sort of heading towards 60 years of age, you probably got to preserve your body as well as you can. Now, I still keep active, so it's not a matter of not being active. So 2 years of operation, absolutely loving doing what I'm doing. Jade and I we were brush cutting this morning on a job, and I see one of my ex-workmates, Petey, and he's looked a little bit startled when he seen us, and I go, "Hey Petey, how you going, mate?" And I give him his handshake and a hug. I haven't seen him for a good while. Good bloke. And Jade and I worked in the same place on the council, and Parks and Gardens, and on the Sunshine Coast, on Sunshine Coast Council. So I think Jade's probably been gone from there for 3 or 4 months. So 2 years I've been gone from there, and 2 years ago, March the 1st, I think was when I kicked my business in. Now, Pete said to Jade, how you going? Are you enjoying it? And you know, Jade looked at her, and we were just gearing our gear up, and Jade says, "Yeah, I love it." She said, "I absolutely love working for myself." And for me, that's not an understatement. And you know, talking to her, she says the same. Like, I never realised how much I'd actually enjoy working for myself. I'd done it before. I'd done it in the late 90s. I had myself a little mini excavator, 3 tonne or 2.7 tonne little Yanmar B27, mini excavator, and an 8 tonne tipper, an International ACO tipper, and I was getting plenty of work. And but I don't know, I probably pressurised myself because I'd invested a fair bit of money in that venture. You know, there was the truck. There was probably, back then, there was probably $60,000 of an investment. And, you know, I probably should have stuck with it, but I didn't. I just thought it would perform better than it did. Now, move forward 20 odd years working in the council, and there were some good things there. There were some real good things there. But with the council, I think probably the main thing with the council is that you can depend on pretty well money every single week, and your superannuation and whatever else. Well, yeah, that's a great thing, but what I look at it as, in looking at working for myself for 2 years, as a lot of people said to me when I was talking about leaving the council, I said, "Oh, you know, I'm thinking I might go." A few people, "Well, do you think that's," because I've talked about this for a while, "do you think that's because I was suffering with bad anxiety, and I just needed to make change, and you know, and it was a big decision for me." And so what I've done is you know, different people say, "Oh," and then one thing I will say, my son Damien said, "Dad," he'd worked in the council, I think he'd probably done 6 months or 12 months, I'm not sure how long he'd done there. And Damien's a lot like me in a lot of ways, but a lot different than me in a lot of ways. And he just said, "Dad, I don't know why you're wasting time in the council." He said, "You're good at what you do." And he just said, why would you do that? Like, it's just $800+ a week at the time. He said, "Dad, as doing what you do, you could earn that if you put 2 good days in, you could earn that, and that is actually a fact. I don't know what they earn now, I don't care. But no, so getting back to it, we got a wet day this afternoon. Well, we're 12 o'clock right now. Only done one small job today. Put in a good day yesterday, so made close to $300 gross. And that was a good solid day. That was getting away from here at 7 o'clock in the morning, kicking in on the job going at 7:45, because we had to travel down to the bottom, down to Landsborough. Met up with Jade down there. She was brush cutting, I was mowing on the ride-on mower. That was good. Then I went and done another job after that, but the first job we actually didn't get paid for all our work, which was pretty disappointing, because that's the second time now on that particular job, and probably won't go back to that job, not unless I get paid for, not unless Jade and I get paid for the last bit of what we're owed. And all up for yesterday it was $80, so $40 each. And you mean this day and age with fuel, the price it is at over $2 a litre, you can't just be letting money go like that, because there's I've got plenty of work on, Jade's got plenty of work on, so you just got to just say, well, enough's enough, and when that particular person rings me back up, I'll just say, oh, look, no, sorry, no, you can do. But that's all right. So, what was I saying? So we've got a wet day on today. Jade and I, her day that she normally does got changed, because those people weren't going to be there. So she rang me up and said, Mick, do you need to hammer things? I said, yeah, beautiful. Jade, I said, I've got plenty to do. And she normally had this full day booked in at the other job. And she said, I probably could go and do a few hours there, but I've rung them and it's drizzling a bit. What we might do is she'll do that tomorrow, that half a day. And then after lunch, she'll ring up and give us a hand. Ring me up and give us a hand tomorrow. But what we're doing today is we're going to put in a fair day today, but we've been washed out. We got one job done. So that's the difference between working for a constant wage coming in and not a constant wage coming in. And see, it's probably pretty reasonably easy for me, because my wife's got a good job, and I keep it going, but it's not like it was for me 30 years ago when our son was 10 years of age, and I had to count on me getting full weeks every week. And I've been lucky. I've always been employed. 2 weeks unemployment. I've had 2 weeks unemployment benefits, I think, in my years of work. And I started work in 1978. So I've always been conscientious, but I've had pretty good luck with work. Now, as I get older, I'm having a few skin issues, which is all documented. I had the anxiety, which is well documented, which is going pretty good, although I had a funny old night last night dreaming. So, can I whinge? No, I can't. I can't whinge at all, because I'm very happy within my lot, heading towards 60 years of age. I never realised how much or how important it is to be happy with what you're doing. And I actually can't stress that enough. Like, I go on about a lot of different stuff on Svenson Mowing with Svenson Mowing and all sorts of stuff. But satisfaction in what you do, and for me, satisfaction and being in control of what I'm doing. Steering my own boat, steering my own ship, whatever you want to call it. And I think as a 59-year-old, a lot of people said to me, oh, you would have been better off just staying doing what you're doing. Well, yeah, it's a pretty big call, leaving a job where you've got constant income, constant holiday pay, constant sick pay. But you've still, for a good while, I toyed with that idea. And I just needed that. Wasn't a shove. I just needed the whole thing, the whole dynamics of it were changing, and the dynamics of the job, I had to make a decision for this thing up here, and the decision was the right one. Like I say, you can have a wet day like today. You can't let stuff get to you. Don't let stuff like wet days get to you or any of that. And we've had a lot of wet days. But on saying that, I'm in a pretty good situation. Now I just wanted to touch base with this because it's my second year of working with my own little business, Svenson Mowing. And I'd just say to anyone, like I'm in the little town I live in and work in, I'm known well by a lot of the older folk, but there's not a lot of older folk left. New people don't know me. Most of my work is people that don't even know anything about me, don't know that I grew up here. Obviously, when I start working for them, they ask me, where do you live, Mick, or whatever, because they just see my mowing, Svenson Mowing on, I suppose, Facebook or just word of mouth, and they'll just say, oh, you know, and I'll just say, oh, no, I grew up here and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, for me to do this and to get the whole thing going for myself, for my mental health, and your mental health, I never realised because, like I've said in other videos, I've considered myself fairly strong-minded, and my values have always been very similar. They've never changed much. So if most people know me from when I was young, I still probably think much to muchness. Could be a friendly person, quite a friendly person until I'm put out. But on saying that, I've learnt to let go of you just go, whatever. Like yesterday with a bit of mowing and that not being quite fully paid for what we done. And we worked hard. And then you just go, well, you just blow it off and you just go, well, what do you do? Whereas maybe 5 years ago, I would have been a lot more vocal and potentially even went off the lolly a bit. You know, I can honestly say in my previous workplace, on probably 4 or 5 occasions, I absolutely went burko, absolutely off my tree at confrontation. Whereas now, I'm a little bit more guarded for that. And like I said, last night I was dreaming and I woke up in a bit of a, would say a flap, and then I got my head together, and I could actually feel my heart was racing because the dream was that lifelike. Don't know whether that's the medication I take, which I've been taking for a long time now. But anyhow, I just wanted to touch base after 2 years. 2 years of working for myself, around about 7 years of anxiety, the joys of working for other people, but the more joy for Mick Svenson, or Swenno Mick, the more enjoyment of working for himself. Like I said, I've worked in some brilliant places. I've worked in some hard jobs, extremely hard jobs, labouring wise. I've done what I wanted to do in the last X amount of years, a lot of years, is drive machinery, which I've done a lot of, which I still love to this day doing. That's even to the point I really enjoy mowing. I really enjoy driving a mower, using a mower. I ride on a mower just to see how good a finish I can get and how neat I can get it. And you know, I'm not saying not a lot of other people don't do that, but I enjoy that. That's a funny thing, but that's me. But look, I'm going to leave it at that. It's this wet afternoon. I've done a little bit of maintenance. I'm going to have a bit of lunch shortly. So like I say, we only got an hour and a half's work done today each. And I got absolutely saturated. I was wet from head to toe. I'll just take you for a quick walk over and show you my clothes hanging over, just to tell you I'm not lying. And I was going to go to the next job, but it just come down teeming down. And oh, there's my pants there. There's my shirt and gloves and everything there. They're wet. They probably don't look good. Look at what we've got out here. This is what we've got. It's just drizzling at the moment. It's been off and on heavy. But I'm going to leave it at that. You all have a lovely afternoon. You can have a bite to eat, and I'm going to go and do a bit of maintenance. Finish my maintenance off and get ready for tomorrow. Svenson Mick from Svenson's Mowing Grounds Maintenance. All have a lovely day, and Svenson Mick out.